Hi, I'm Jana, and this is a Real Mom car tour of the 2025 Audi Q7 55 TFSI Prestige package. Whew, that was a mouthful. And I forgot to say quattro, which is the all-wheel drive system. So before you come for me and tell me that this car is dirty, I'm in North Carolina. They have salted and brined the roads because they have called for snow for the past week, and we got a scant 1/16 of an inch and the city shut down and schools get out early today. So I tried to wash it once. It's dirty again, but it's a really beautiful blue color. It's a blue metallic, and I'll tell you more about that. So in this quick tour, I'm going to tell you what I liked and what you need to know about the Audi Q7, which has been refreshed in several ways for 2025. So let's do it.
If you're new here, I'm glad you found me. Hi, I'm Jana, and I give Real Mom car tours. I am a boy mom, auto enthusiast, and I'm an Aquarius, which means my life and sometimes these tours are a little bit chaotic, but they are fun. So buckle up and let's get back to it.
Let's start in the front. You're not buying this car because you need a grocery getter. This is for people who love to drive, who may have come out of a performance car or a German car. They like the engineering and they like the way that this car drives and handles. And I like it too. So you should know there's two engine choices. There's a 4-cylinder, which would never be my personal choice, but it's going to have better MPG. Or this is a turbocharged 3-liter V6. It's going to make 335 horsepower and generate 369 pound-feet of torque. Up front is a new bold single frame grille that is blacked out. The lights are such a selling point that I'm going to try to get them on. And this has a headlight washer system, which is coming in handy this week with all the salt and brine and crap that's on the roads. We have new HD matrix LEDs with Audi laser lights. And I'll bring you in just so you can see how that looks. And I'll insert some footage at night. At night, it looks really cool. So let's check that out. One of the things I love are these headlight washers. So I'm going to jump in and show you how they work. I just learned you have to have the all-weather lights on, which is on the left side. I'll show you that. And then you pull the right stalk back and hold it, and that washes your headlights. Such a great feature for winter driving. Let's talk MPG. You will need to run premium fuel in the Q7, and you'll get 20 MPG city, 26 on the highway for a combined 22 MPG. And that's with perfect, normal, everyday driving conditions. If you kick it up into sport mode, your MPG is going to go down, which is expected. While you look at the outside, I do want to tell you about the all-wheel steering. It was $1,300, and this allows for low-speed maneuvering. So it'll turn the rear wheels slightly in the opposite angle of the front wheels, and it gives you better stability at high speeds because the rear wheels will steer in the same direction. In case you're just looking for an SUV and you don't know that much about Audi, their Quattro all-wheel drive system is kind of iconic. It offers an enhanced driving feeling, and it'll optimize your acceleration and your handling as you drive. This also has a Prestige package, and I'll tell you more about what you get with that. But one of the things is an adaptive air suspension. So your suspension will continuously adapt to the road conditions and will automatically adjust for better driving dynamics and comfort. And that is standard with the Prestige trim package. 19-inch wheels come standard. You also can get 20s, and the Prestige package will give you 21-inch 5-spoke wheels in this dark gray finish. I know it's dirty, but I want you to see the rear diffuser and the integrated dark chrome exhaust tips, which are new. And this comes with a towing package. So for $750, you can add that on and tow up to 7,700 pounds. This cabin feels like luxury in the driver's seat and also in the passenger seat. So we have power adjusted, heated, ventilated massaging seats up here in the front. And they are real leather. I know a lot of people are going to synthetic, and people feel strongly one way or the other about that. But these are really nice leather. You also have a heated steering wheel, which is power adjusted and it telescopes. So it goes in and out and up and down. From this angle, I think you can see your paddle shifters. You control your headlights here. Down here is where you set your adaptive cruise control. This is a hands-on system with lane keep, lane centering. It is not hands-free, so just know that. On your steering wheel, you can toggle different camera views, and I will show you those 3 views that you have up here. You also have hands-free voice assistance. I need directions to Target.
Searching for destinations. 1 moment, please.
Okay.
You can now choose a line number or provide.
So you get to your hands-free voice assistant from that button. This is how you change your views. And it's all pretty standard from here. So I do want to show you how much leather wrapped stuff we have in this luxury vehicle. All of your door here is leather. You have leather trimmed in your dash. We already talked about the seats. You even have leather here. So really nice touch surfaces. One of the things I should have mentioned, but I'll jump to it right now, is you have rain sensing wipers. And I just wanted to show you the sensor for your wipers is up here. It's hard to see with the glare of the trees, but basically right there. And depending on how much rain, it will speed up or slow down and adapt your windshield wipers. You have really pretty materials in here with the wood grain, your two-tone doors, and this high gloss black. One of my favorite things, it gives you a custom Bang & Olufsen sound system. Look at these little pop-up tweaker speakers. Can I say tweaker speakers? Tweakers? When you turn your Audi on, they pop up to give you the best surround sound. And there are 17 B&O speakers in the Q7. This is undoubtedly one of the quietest cabins I've ever been in. I hate road noise. I hate being able to hear, at a high level what's going on outside of the car. It is like a recording studio in here, and that is thanks to dual pane acoustic glass on all of your side windows. You have tons of camera views, including a top view camera system and a virtual 360. So I do want to show you those. You access those from here, and you have your 3D, so you can see what's around your Q7. And this is the top view camera system. That's this side. You can see what's on the side of the left and the side of the right. If I want to turn my 3D view off, you have some traditional views like your rear, which is also the same as your backup camera view. You can see what's behind both sides behind you. This is what's in front of you on the sides. This is really helpful if you're going through a tight place, driveway, or somewhere where there's trees on each side. And this is your park assist, and it will park you parallel or perpendicular. We're not going to do that right now. And that's pretty much all your camera views, but I think they look really good. What do you think? I just started up the Audi Q7, and I'm not wearing a microphone because I was talking to some other creators. I was on this blog, and they said, where's the best place to record good audio? And somebody said, if you get an Audi press car, absolutely in the cabin, because it is,
Now turn left.
the best sound. Okay, my first observations. First of all, we are wearing a hat. It is freaking cold here. We are supposed to have one of the coldest weeks on record here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And for this southern girl, I don't love it. I don't love the cold. I can handle it. I'm not gonna whine about it all the time, but the hat. Driving this car has been really fun this week. I love the handling. I love the drive modes. I'm gonna go in depth and kind of show you the drive modes. But I will just tell you that somebody was asking me, this is my first Audi press car. I have not had a ton of experience with this brand.
Now turn right.
I'm using the Audi navigation. So far, so good. It's also showing up on my huge color head-up display, which is customizable. You can move it up and down or turn it off if you don't like it. There's two touch screens, and they have haptics, which means when you press it, it kind of gives you a little feedback to let you know that you made the selection. Back to the driving. I was asked what I thought about this, driving this car. And I said, this is an SUV or a family car for somebody who just loves driving a car. If you're a driver, if you love handling and you just like to feel the machine, this is one of them. The handling is superb. It really is responsive. The 0 to 60 is in 5.5 seconds. This comes in 2 engine choices. You can get a 4-cylinder, or this is a 3-liter turbocharged V6. It's going to make 335 horsepower and generate 368 pound-feet of torque. But it's fun to drive. The handling is tight when you put it into, I believe it's called dynamic. I'm sitting at a stoplight. We're going to take off in the stoplight in dynamic drive mode. And I shut off. Do you hear that?
While the sun is not causing a glare, I wanted to give you an up-close look at your screens. This is a 12.3-inch driver display, and then you have 2 screens here. This is your general infotainment screen, and this is another screen for your climate. So we're going to dive into both, starting with your driver display. So you can change your view. You can toggle that here. You can have a traditional view, your date and time. You can see your car. This is good for your adaptive cruise control, your audio settings, your phone settings. Mine's not connected so that I can film. And then you can pull your map over. But if you want to see your map fully, touch this button. It makes your gauges smaller, and then your navigation and your map is bigger. Hopefully you can see the head-up display here. It's always tricky to show that. It's a big head-up display, and it's also in color, and your navigation does show up there. If you're someone who does not love a head-up display, you can come to your settings menu, display and brightness. This is your cockpit dimming if you want it brighter or darker, and you can see that here. And this is your head-up display setting. So you can change the height. I'm going to show you that here and then here. That's low. And can you see it moving to the top of the frame? That's high. I'm going to put it in the middle now. There's also brightness. I have it at the brightest. There's pretty dim, which is hard to see in the video. You also have a display rotation where you can orient it left or right. You can look at your Audi virtual cockpit, and this is what we currently have here. S Performance. Yes, change now. That goes to here. And this is the dynamic. That's what dynamic looks like. This is S Performance. Little look at that. And Classic is where we had it. So we're going back to Classic. This is where you control your climate. And I know a lot of people get worked up about fingerprints, and I do too. There is a way to turn this off in the screen under Settings, Display and Brightness. If you click MMI and go down and touch Screen Cleaning, this allows you to take a cloth, wipe this off without, hitting buttons, and then when you're done, you just press this and get it back on. So this is pretty straightforward. You can click here to bring this screen up to turn on your heated steering wheel, toggle your rear climate, and you control that down here. Sync it, do max, and all that stuff. If you touch this gear, it gives you footwell temperature, which it's really cold today. Proof 21 degrees Fahrenheit here in North Carolina. So I've got my footwell temperature really warm. We're gonna X out of that and go back to the climate. This is pretty straightforward. You have your heated seat adjustment, your ventilated seats, and yes, you have your heated seat adjustment and your ventilated seats, and yes, you can use them both at the same time. Aching back, but it's hot out, don't worry. There's your recirculate button, heated and ventilated seats for the passenger. This is your auto start stop button, your hill descent control. This is your park assist. So if I needed help getting into or out of a parking spot, you can choose both parallel and perpendicular. This one is for your garage door opener. This button quickly toggles your head-up display on and off. And this toggles your screen both on and off. Down here,
You have your rear defrost, max defrost in the front, your hazards, your electronic stabilization control. This is turning it, this turns off the electronic stabilization control. And this is your drive mode selector. We have multiple drive modes, which I'm going to take you through. So you can either double tap here or tap this once to bring up this screen. You have off-road, all-road, comfort, auto, and dynamic. This has an air suspension, and as you can see, when you put it in, for example, dynamic, see how it lowers? And this is individual. This can be tailored to your driving style, whether you want balanced or sport, comfortable balance or sport suspension, and if you want your steering comfortable, balanced, or sport. I'm gonna change that to sport, change that to balanced, and drive to sport. And that'll be my individual setting. I am getting into the back of the Audi Q7, and I wanna move this back and don't know how to do it. Oh, there it is. Okay, my kids have been back here, but I have not been in the second row yet, so we are learning together. A couple things you should know. This is a 7-passenger, so we have a bench here. We have 3 sets of lower latches with top tethers, should you want to install car seats. And we'll talk about it when I get there, but your third row also has 2 sets of lower latches. There's my 4 boys, yes?
Wasn't Colton crying?
Where's your shoes?
It's in the porch.
Okay, I'm making a video.
Wasn't
Can you
he?
wipe your nose and put some shoes on? Mom life. For those who hate synthetic leather, this has real leather and it feels really good. You have sunshades on both sides, vents on the side columns, and vents here in the middle. This is really unique because it has a 4-zone climate control, which means both of these people and both of these sides can be at different temperatures and different fan speeds, which I think is fabulous. Bring you in just so you can see what my legroom looks like here. My kids asked me what this was. I was laughing. I told them it was just a mini storage area. They don't know the difference. We have bottle holders in each door and additional cup or bottle holders under this armrest. And it's a German car, so they are the tiniest little cup holders. This is like a standard Yeti, and it's not going in there. My kids don't have 1 water bottle that would fit in this cup holder. I mean, by a long shot. Some people don't care, and they're like, why do you talk about it? Because as moms, we're driving kids, and having water bottles rolling around the floor of your car is not awesome. I mean, clearly we could stick it back in the mat pocket, but that's not why I pay $90,000 for a car. A little POV, this is what it looks like in the 3rd row. It's tight, especially because you have this bench, but you can do it. I just had 2 10-year-old boys back there and they did fine. But look at that. That's your legroom. And I'll show you that a little more up close in a second. I want to show you your pano roof, which is really nice. If you're a parent, pay attention to this next part. You'll see this door does not open up anywhere close to a 90. And for a lot of people that will not matter. But if you're trying to load in a child safety seat, you're gonna have a tighter clearance. It's just gonna be a little bit more work. You can do it, but it's a little bit more work. Just like getting into this 3rd row. So I'm gonna show you here and then I'm gonna jump to the other side because there's really no good way to demo this. I'm gonna pull this handle and this comes down. Push this handle in and pull this seat up. It does have a hydraulic on it. And that's gonna give me the room I need to get into the 3rd row. However, I cannot get this seat pulled down because my feet are in the way. And I can't move my feet sideways because there's not enough room. This is 100% not an adult-sized 3rd row. Oh my God, my foot's stuck. I am gonna bring you back here just so you can see. This is 100% not an adult-sized 3rd row. If I get that seat down, I can't move my legs beyond this. They can't go straight because my feet can't move. There's No room. I mean, no room. Can you see? My feet are just like to the side. Whew. Okay. I had two 10-year-olds back here and they were totally fine. They did leap over the side because this was a little bit too much for them to pull this. The one good thing that I like is it has a power fold and unfold button here and back here. And I love the fact that you have two sets of lower latches. I'd love the fact that you have two sets of latches and tethers in the third row. That gives you a lot of flexibility with child passenger seats. You have two more of those itty bitty, teeny weeny, little itty bitty cup holders back here. And I won't beat that horse, but I do want you to know you don't have air vents in the third row. Just a little POV so you know I'm not kidding. You can see why I can't bring this back because it would shut on my feet. That's not gonna work. I can't get my I mean, this is no way to ride as an adult, and I'm 5'7" for reference. Oh my God, my shoe's stuck. Okay, not to mention when this is up, you can't see out, so I'm feeling a little bit claustrophobic. We are lacking air vents up top. I wish we did have air vents. There's your tiny little itty bitty, teeny weeny baby cup holders. I do love the fact that you have power adjustable seats and a seatbelt tether here, but not here. And for what it's worth, here's my headroom. I have decent headroom considering I have absolutely no leg room. This is a dedicated 2-person third row, so you're not going to try to slam an extra non-legged person back here. And now let's go look at the cargo with the third row up. I showed you earlier that if you have the fob on you, it will lift, that the hatch will just open for you. If you don't, you can touch that. Trial and error here. This is how much space you have with the third row up. It's actually pretty good, and that's because you have no room in the third row. It's not bad. You can fit plenty of luggage back here. I do love that these are power adjusted. So to lay them flat, you touch these buttons to drop your third row. They go totally flat. I love these lights that you have back here, and you have multiple tie down points if you're hauling things, and a little cubby for storage there. You can kick this to close or touch the button. And I will mention that your rear lights, your tail lights are incandescent bulbs, they're not LEDs. This does have a hands-free liftgate, which means as long as I have the fob on me, I should be able to kick and it will open for me. And this is so important because if your hands are full, you can grab your stuff and kick to close. And while we're here, I do want to mention that it has soft closed doors, which are just phenomenal, especially if you have kids or just people who have a light touch or who are lazy. We close it and then it goes the rest of the way. Can you see that? I don't want to belabor this point, but I do love this feature. And there it goes. Because the weather has got me a little bit wacky and I didn't want to miss anything, we have pulled out my cheat sheet. I want to tell you some of the options and add-ons. The price as shown is $89,000 US. And here it is detailed out. The Prestige package is $12,000. The B&O, Bang & Olufsen Advanced Sound System with the 3D sound is another $5,000. The Black Optic package, which gives you those 21-inch wheels, all-season tires, the dark gray badging, and the dark chrome exhaust tips is another $2,000. The trailer hitch, $750, and that all adds up to give us the almost $90,000 price tag on this car. Driving impressions, love the way this handles, love the acceleration, appreciate the comfort of the Quattro all-wheel drive system, appreciate the different drive modes because it's been a week where I've gone from sporty, spirited driving to slow, two hands on the wheel, all-wheel drive driving. So I'll say diverse driving conditions. I have enjoyed driving them in all of the driving conditions. So I hope you like this quick tour. Let me know in the comments, only if they're good comments. If you want to say this is the worst thing you've ever seen, I feel like the algorithm may have brought you to the wrong place. You're obviously not my demographic, so that's okay. Scroll on. If I am your vibe, you can find me all over social media. I'm on TikTok and Instagram and at realmomcartours.com. So coming up next will be the brand new 2025 Lincoln Aviator. So check back for that. These vehicles get swapped on Thursdays. And then after that, I think I'm getting the brand new Ford Explorer again. I'm really excited about that one. So if you have any questions, let me know. And now's a great time to like, subscribe, and do all the things. So for me, the 20 degrees in NC and the Audi Q7, I think that's all I've got. Thanks for watching.